Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I belong to you. I belong to you. Do just what you want.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Ink and Echo, where words breathe, visions bloom, and becoming feels luxurious. I'm your host, Telby Fae, and today we're stepping into a space I haven't invited you into before. It's a room built on a foundation that many of us have been taught to question, so let's get into it. But before we do that, let's clear something up, because there's a huge misconception floating around. Soft is not weak. Say it with me. Soft is not weak. It's not passive. It's not unprepared. Softness is intentional power. It's strength wrapped in grace, focus cloaked in ease. Somewhere along the journey, we were handed this script that said success had to be loud, painful, and utterly exhausting. We were taught that struggle was the receipt for purpose, that if you weren't burning the candle at both ends, you weren't trying hard enough. We internalized this belief that our worth was measured by how much we could endure, how much pain we could tolerate on the way to our goals. But baby, listen, what if we've had it all wrong? What if luxury isn't what you own, but how you feel inside your own life? What if the true measure of a rich life isn't the car in your driveway, but the peace in your heart when you wake up in the morning? This brings us to the so-called soft girl era, and I need to be clear here, this isn't just a fleeting trend you see on social media. It's a profound shift in consciousness. It's a collective awakening. The soft girl era isn't about slowing down because you're tired and can't go on. It's about slowing down because you're wise. It's a strategic retreat from the noise to reconnect with your own inner wisdom. Think about it. Visionary culture doesn't rush. It doesn't beg for attention or scramble for validation. It doesn't over-explain itself to people who are committed to misunderstanding. True visionaries move with a quiet confidence, with clarity, not with chaos. They operate from a place of deep knowing, not frantic doing. Hustle culture, the one we've been swimming in for so long, screams at you, do more, be more, achieve more, faster now. It creates a constant state of urgency and anxiety. But visionary culture, the culture of softness, whispers something entirely different. It whispers, do what aligns. It invites you to pause, to breathe, and to ask yourself, does this feel right for me? Does this move me closer to the person I am becoming? Or does it just add another task to my endless to-do list? You don't need to post every move you make. You don't need to respond to every demand on your time and energy. You certainly don't need to prove your worth by burning yourself out. Your value is inherent. It was there before the job title, before the accolades, before the follower count. Your softness is actually what sharpens your discernment. It's your superpower. When you operate from a place of constant stress, your judgment gets cloudy. You make decisions out of fear or desperation. But when you give yourself permission to rest, you actually see better. The fog clears, the path forward becomes obvious. When you slow down, you can hear that still small voice inside you. Call it intuition, call it God, call it the universe. Whatever you call it, you hear it more clearly. When you consciously choose ease, your creativity doesn't just return, it multiplies. You become a magnet for brilliant ideas and divine inspiration because you've created the space for them to land. Now let's talk about glamour. And I'm not talking about the filtered, picture-perfect version you see on Instagram. I'm talking about the real kind, the kind that radiates from within. Real glamour is waking up in the morning feeling unbothered by the world's demands. It's having the strength to say no to things that drain you without feeling a shred of guilt. It's about being incredibly selective with your energy, your time, and who you give access to. Your peace is a precious commodity, and real glamour is about protecting it fiercely. Glamour is not chaos dressed up in a cute outfit. It's not a messy life hidden behind a highlight reel. Real glamour is peace with boundaries. It's abundance with intention. It's knowing, deep in your bones, that you don't have to suffer to be successful. You don't have to trade your well-being for your achievements. You can have both. In fact, one fuels the other. True glamour is the quiet confidence of knowing your worth isn't up for negotiation. It's the inner poise that comes from living in alignment with your soul. Some of you out there are entering rooms that require grace, not grind. You're being called to opportunities that demand your presence, not your productivity. These are rooms where your radiance, your calm, and your wisdom are the currency. And if you keep showing up tired, frazzled, and depleted from the hustle, you'll miss the invitation to show up as the most radiant, powerful version of yourself. You might be in the room physically, but your spirit won't be able to receive the blessings that are waiting for you there. If today feels heavy, if you feel the weight of the world on your shoulders, let this episode be your exhale. Just breathe out all the pressure. You don't need to reinvent yourself. You don't need to become a whole new person. All you need to do is receive yourself. Welcome yourself home. The real you, the one underneath all the expectations and obligations. You are allowed to want a life that is both beautiful and deep. You are allowed to desire both rest and ambition. They are not mutually exclusive. You are allowed to embrace both faith and luxury, whatever luxury means to you. It's not a contradiction. It's a beautiful, holistic expression of a life fully lived. Let this be the season where you stop forcing doors that are meant to stay closed. Stop pushing against resistance. Instead, start floating toward alignment. Pay attention to where life feels easy, where things flow. That's where your energy is meant to go. The soft girl era isn't about shrinking or playing small. It's the exact opposite. It's about expanding without strain. It's about growing into the biggest, brightest version of yourself, but doing it with ease, with joy, and with grace. It's sustainable growth. So, here is your reminder for today and for every day going forward. You don't owe the world your exhaustion. You don't owe anyone a sense of urgency that compromises your peace. You do not, under any circumstances, owe the hustle your health. What you do owe is a debt to yourself. You owe yourself a life that feels good on the inside, not just one that looks good from the outside. So walk gently through your days, dream boldly and without apology, and let your inner light glow quietly, powerfully. You don't have to be a firework. You can be a steady, luminous flame. That's the Telby Fae way. Thank you so much for spending this moment with me on Ink and Echo. If this episode wrapped around you like a warm blanket of peace, please share it with someone in your life who needs permission to soften without apologizing. Someone who needs to hear that their rest is not a weakness, but a strength. Until next time, stay intentional, stay luminous, and let your life feel like the luxury it is.